Alright guys, so normally I don't make content like this, but I'm gonna start making it, I guess. So over here you see that laptop, right? That's an old Acer Aspire, I believe, from like 2014. And I think I was correct because I dismantled it, I disconnected everything. So I used this until 2021, a few months before Windows 11 got released. Because it randomly signed out and there was no way to sign back in. But anyways, I opened it up, so I basically disconnected everything. I just kept it like this. So let's open it like that. It opens like that, yeah. It opens up just like that. And you can see all of those things right there. The CD drive, there's an HDD drive, so it used to run slow when I downloaded things or did things involving memory. It has this fan over there, but I think it's kind of outdated. After you disconnect everything, this whole thing is removable. That's crazy. The whole handrest, you could replace it with no problems in 2014. I didn't know much about computers when I used to own this, but now that I do, I decided to open it up. It was lying around the garage, so don't expect this thing to be very clean, because it was lying in the garage for years. So now let's take a look at some of the components. So you can see that was a whole handrest and the keyboards and stuff, and a microchip over there. The CPU fan made by Sunan, and then there's a little heat sink over there. I used to think that this thing had two fans, but it actually had one fan. I used to get confused because of this DVD drive, and the DVD drive just just comes out like this. No unscrewing needed, or maybe because they didn't add a new screw over there. But anyways, that's the DVD drive right there. And the cover broke off of the DVD drive while I used to rely on this device. And I couldn't find it anywhere because I'm not in the house that I used to use this device in. But I don't know what this triangular thing is. If you want to leave comments on this video, then just let me know what this triangle thing meant back in the days. And then I don't think I disconnected anything from this, but I think this is an NVMe slot. Wait, no, that's not an NVMe slot. That's a SD card slot. I used to do a lot of video editing on this. It was good for video editing, but nothing else, because of this 1 terabyte HDD hard drive. So, why did my keyboard turn on? That's my current device I'm using, but it turned on for no reason. So, yeah, that's what it is. I'm gonna try unscrew this 1 terabyte hard drive, which is in this random metal shell. I might film this part. Let's see. Alright guys, so I'm going to mount the hard drive off. This thing's warranty was already done way before. So I'm gonna get this little USB port thing out. I'm not going over everything for this device because it's just it's old, you know. Oh, okay, there, that got off. Oh my, what is that? Those are bugs. That's an embarrassment. I'm not going over this. I'm not focusing on this part for now because I'm not upgrading this laptop. I don't have the parts to upgrade this thing. And I never powered it ever since I stopped using it. So, yeah. I even lost a charger, but I could order it because it's made by Chickeny. It's a 19-volt charger, so I think this laptop might run one more time. This little piece keeps coming off, which is kind of annoying. I'm not an experienced laptop guy, by the way. I'm mostly into software stuff. But now I found out hardware is also Very important. Is this thing glued on to something? No, it should be easy to remove. Unless some stupid screw from underneath might be holding it. I'm not breaking this yet. Or throwing it away. I want to use this for something. Something like my... Oh, okay, so this... I'll be right back. Okay, so this whole thing is glued onto the bottom part of this laptop. I don't know what Acer was thinking at that time, but I'm going to get it out anyhow. I just hope the glue isn't too strong. Oh, and never mind, this thing isn't glued, but it's sticked onto the motherboard, and I hope I didn't add any microscopic cracks to whatever is soldered in there. So, it should be able to... Oh! It wasn't that hard. How did I think this was glued? I did see some glue, but I don't know what the glue was for. Oh, the glue was for this pad to protect, to keep the hard drive safe from underneath. So this is the hard drive. I just don't know what brand it is because it's covered in this shell. I know I see some branding in there. I hope this is not a SATA drive because I see some blue stuff in there. It's most likely a SATA drive, but I have to screw off the drive screw off this cover from the drive. So, can I adjust the camera a little? I'm going to be recovering data from this because I used to do a lot of things on this, even if I didn't know what this computer was for. If there's no NVMe slot in this computer, I have no choice but to slap in a Samsung SATA SSD. So, yeah. But wait, the computer's warranty information might be in here. But the warranty has already expired way too long ago. Especially when this thing is almost about to become ancient after Windows 10 got discontinued. Oh no, please don't tell me it's not glued onto that. Yeah, this cover is welded onto the hard drive. But that's okay because I could still plug this into my SATA reader, my SATA drive reader. Oh, never mind, that metal bent off. Why does everything on this look unremovable, but like it's removable? So that's the cover, and here's the drive. Now let's see what drive it is. 3, 2, 1, let's flip it. I don't even know what it is, I'm just looking at the camera. Oh, it's a Western Digital hard drive. Interesting. And it's 1 terabyte. That's why my computer never showed me any memory full messages, but this thing is an HDD. So I don't think it's ideal for any computer to rely on these days. Anything old or new. Now, I'll keep this hard drive aside, and we're going to be looking for an NVMe port. I can't wait to edit this very long video. No, that's a SATA drive port. I mean, when Windows 10 devices came out, they should have added an NVMe port, right? I mean, I hope it's not underneath the motherboard, which is nearly impossible for me to remove. I'm taking out this fan for sure. But I need to be careful, because there's a whole radiator here. I mean, heat sink. This computer used to get cooled, but like it used to heat up so much because this has an older AMD processor. An AMD processor that was released before the Zen or the Ryzen series. I think I forgot what processor it is because I also ripped off the sticker, so I'm kind of cooked. Unless I have software to know what is in here. You know what? I think the motherboard is also removable. This thing's warranty is over, so why not just do that? I'm using a broken screwdriver just to remove the removable battery. It has a removable battery, but I can't remove it because it's locked. Using the smallest way, but I'm going to put it to another side because I just don't want to put the wrong screw back into the wrong place. That's the battery thing, but there should be a way to disconnect the battery. Oh yes, most importantly, I have to disconnect the screen to remove the motherboard. But I think I have to slide this somewhere. Or just pull this out. Oh yeah, I have to just pull this out. Okay. Okay, I think this thing is ready to move. Some ports, as you notice, some ports don't have a daughter board, which is strange, but some other ports on the right do. See? That's the daughter board right there. But then the rest of the ports are connected to the motherboard. I don't understand what that means. But they did have variation. Oh, I have to remove this CD drive. Now it will come out. I just hope it's not glued to anything. But I have to inevitably remove the battery thing, because battery connector board. I have this board. Alright, same screw as the previous one. Why do I feel like I'm some stupid person opening up a computer back in like 2012 or something? Okay, battery's disconnected. I don't want it to reconnect abnormally, because I work with other electronics and... Never mind, I'll just keep it connected like that because I need to unscrew a few more things. That's the screw to the fan. It has to be replaced. I mean, this fan did do the job, but it's old, so... And especially when there's a lot of dust in there. I see a lot of dust in that fan. Oh, but before I remove the fan... Before I remove the fan, I need to disconnect something here. Which is right here. Oh, it came out with no problem. There's a fan right there, and look at how dusty it is. But surprisingly, it's not too dusty. Oh, never mind. No, there's dust in there. I thought fans had very complex technologies inside them, but they don't. I'm cleaning this later. I'm keeping it to the side here, but I'm keeping it far from me. So I'm not getting sick from smelling the dust off that fan. Look at that vent right there. That's crazy. And I think there's more dust in the heat sink, but I'm not looking at that right now. I'm looking at the motherboard. This uniquely small motherboard that doesn't get all the work. How should I snap this thing off now? Oh, I know why it's not coming off. Because of the Wi-Fi card. This will be a two-part video because I don't have... Oh yeah, this is a completely separate screw. I'm keeping that with the Wi-Fi card. But it's glued somewhere on the bottom. I'll just keep it unscrewed. I'm not sure if I'm going to be reassembling this or not. But, without further ado, let's try and remove the motherboard. Oh, but I need to disconnect the daughter board from here. This thing is a whole journey. I'm doing this for the first time, but I'm also doing this because I know what I'm doing. I know 90% of what I'm doing right now. How should I remove that little jack? Alright, I managed to unplug this. I had to tug it off from the wire because I had no other choice. It wouldn't come out. I hope there's nothing else connected, but actually there is something connected here. Oh, it was the CD drive that was connected. Then what was this for? I think this was for powering the motor on the CD drive, and then this is for connecting the actual CD drive. There it goes. Oh, the heatsink is coming off with it. Look. It's coming off with it. Oh, but now that the computer lost all of its weight, it's gonna fall like that. Which is completely normal, I guess, because I didn't unscrew the hinges. Alright, so there's the motherboard. Now I have to be extra careful. Oh, look, the RAM. It's 4 GB RAM in one slot. This thing has 2 slots. Isn't that crazy? Wow. Just wow. Let's see what RAM it takes. But I can't do everything with my hands. Oh, never mind. I moved that pin. Move that pin. Remove the RAM. There it is. See the back? So this is DDR... Actually, I don't know what type of RAM this is. I think this is DDR4. This is most likely DDR4 RAM. But like the older version. This is 4 GB of RAM, but I could have... This could be converted to 8 GB, but this is like the older generation of RAM. So I would put a newer... if I were you, I would rather put in like... I don't know. The newer 4 GB RAM. Or some older 8 GB RAM if I could find it. But this thing has 2 slots, so all I have to do is get the older one. Well, I don't know much about RAM. But I do know that generation is important. Look at that heatsink. And then I believe the processor or whatever is in here. I'm curious to see what processor it is, so I'm just gonna open that. Now, how should I utilize my space here? Everything was easy to remove. There's that little battery connecting card. It has this little chip. I don't know what that is for. And I think this has... Yo, I have to remove the heatsink because I think I found an extra slot in there. Oh, never mind, that was the Wi-Fi card. Alright, I think I unscrewed that thing for the processor. And I felt something gooey in there, so I'm assuming that's the thermal paste. Yeah. This is the first time I'm seeing something like this in real life. I'm not a repair guy again, but that's not good. The thermal paste has to be replaced on that. And then look at this itchy copper stuff. Look at that thermal paste. Is that a graphics thing or is that like a... No, that has to be the processor because this thing had bad graphics. No wonder. But I guess I could risk cleaning the CPU and stuff because this thing is again out of its warranty and it's so easy to service this thing, surprisingly. Because this thing is from 10 years ago before companies resorted to cheap stuff. This is one of the examples, but some things are replaceable in this thing actually. Not telling you what device that is, you guess for it. You guess for yourself. Or I'll answer you in the comments. So yeah, I'm not going to be reassembling this device because a lot needs to be changed on this. So I'm keeping that little radiator over there. Wait, I noticed a little battery. I noticed a little battery right there. But it's soldered. The first soldered thing. The first soldered important component that stayed there. Now, if I were to go into BIOS and try and add some new stuff to it, it's going to be hard because I'm not sure if that tiny battery is dead or not. But let's inspect some more things around the motherboard. So that little triangular thing, I guess, was for the processor. So yeah. And there's a dead roach. I'm going to be cleaning all this another day. But I need a safe place to store this because this is actually some very useful piece of technology. Replaceable RAM. Sadly, I don't think there's any NVMe port in this thing. So I have no choice but to slap in a Samsung SSD, which has SATA connecting stuff. So yeah. I'm not going to be focusing on the screen of this device. Reason being that the screen, I hope it's still in good condition. I'm keeping this in there. Yeah. So I'll make a part 2 video. I'm assuming this video is going to be 20 to 30 minutes long. Psych, I'm not leaving just yet. I'm going to be recovering the data on my Dell Inspiron if I can. But anyway, I'll be opening the screen right there so that I won't do an unneeded face review. Opening the laptop. To show what I'm doing because I don't feel like screen recording on this thing. So even if I can screen record, there's no benefit. Plug in the USB for the SATA drive reader. Okay, I think I hear the hard drive running. Oh, I think I know why the Acer device made a lot of noise, because of the hard drive, the CD reader, and the CPU fan combined. Okay, it somehow read the whole program